Hello and welcome back to the Canaries Chat channel. We are back with the home day match day vlogs. This time it is Norwich versus Wrexham. Slow start, I'd say, for both teams. I believe Wrexham taken 4 points from their first 5 games. And we've obviously had the kind of all away results, so the 2 wins and a draw away from home, but 2 losses at home. So we will be looking to kind of hopefully stabilise our home form a little bit and make Carrow Road a bit more of a fortress than what it is currently. Phil Parkinson under a bit of pressure now. There's supposed links away, well, for them to find potentially a new manager if things don't start improving. I think that could be a little bit harsh in my opinion. I don't think that's kind of fair on them. I know they've spent about 30 odd million, got a few high wage players like Connor Cody, but for me they're still a team that have just been promoted and expectations have to be realistic. I think the same with Birmingham as well. Birmingham are currently playing, but I know they're sitting around mid-table. I know they probably thought they'd be kind of top 6 or so, and I think Wrexham need to have similar expectations around that. You've just come up. I think anything that keeps you in the league is great, and take it from there. But in regards to on the pitch, Norwich have a few more injuries. Fitzgoran's injured for 6 weeks. Cressene's injured for 8 weeks. No surgery needed for either of them. I think it will now be a case of who fills in that left back role. Could be McLean, could be Cordoba, could be Fisher or Stacey. That is the real kind of test now, is who fits there. But in all honesty, I went with Fisher in the preview. I think that he'll get the nod. I thought he played a lot better at left back than he did right back against Coventry. But yeah, I think there needs to be a statement result now for Norwich. Manning's had a lot of pressure at home. Obviously the away form's better. Coventry was a very industrious performance, I think is the word I'd use. But yeah, if we perform like that against Wrexham and only just scrape a result or don't get a result at all, I think the pressure will really start to mount. So hopefully a statement win. I'm going with 2-1 Norwich. Hopefully I'm want a 3-1 or a 3-0, but going to go with 2-1 Norwich. Sarge and Cernat we'll go with as the goal scorers. We'll obviously see the return of Callum Doyle as well. He's been talking about kind of seeing familiar faces, but full focus is rightfully on Wrexham now. So yeah, let's get to Carrow Road. First home game of the season due to holidays, so very excited. And yeah, see you there. straight in and no one went out. And we are back. It's finished. Norwich City 2, Wrexham 3. Yeah, a spineless performance, I'd say, for a lot of the team. Just terrible. I can't think of any other way to explain it apart from terrible. A few players did well. Like, I think if it weren't for Vlad, I think it probably would have been 6 or so. Did some worldy saves. Thought Matson had a decent game. I thought Medic had a decent game as well. Obviously, McCammer got his first goal. But away from that, it was truly terrible. I'm lost for words. I think if you've watched this channel for a little while, I'm relatively level-headed. Normally Luke's the little bit of a hot-headed one in regards to kind of reactions. But for me, that's some of the worst football I've seen us play in such a long time. I think Cordoba, how he stayed on the pitch. I'm not normally one for digging out players, but Manning should have subbed him. Shouldn't have started him, really. But as soon as the crowd are getting on a player's back, you should be subbing the player off and protecting him. Didn't do that, just got worse. Yeah, yeah, it's just terrible. I think Wrexham were all right, nothing kind of crazy, nothing really, really special. Their winger just absolutely done quarterback every single time. Everything came down that right-hand side. I thought the formation that we're playing and the way that we are playing relies on that output of kind of Stacey to support, Cordoba to support. Cordoba was never doing that. Stacey obviously got his goal. Yeah, I just don't know what else to say. I think Manning and in turn Napa, I think as the ice is getting thinner and thinner. I would be interested to see what is said kind of in the post-match interviews, because I haven't seen that yet. But it can't be good. I think someone said on the radio that players were looking over to the sideline for a bit of inspiration and wasn't getting anything off of Manning. And yeah, I think that's very telling. I don't think there will be kind of anything dramatic happening in the near future, but home fans are what keep you in your job. Away fans obviously will normally back the manager quite rightly through thick and thin, but home fans are normally the ones that decide people's jobs, and they've now seen 3 very bad performances with nothing out of them. Yeah, just lost for words really. I think depending on what comes out of those post-match interviews, what's said, could push the fans further the other way. You've got to look at, for me, that the outputs of some of the signs we've had weren't good enough today. Diallo, I don't think had a very good game. Jurasek, I thought looked okay, but nothing crazy. Probably the best creative player we had. Cernat again. I'm a huge fan of Cernat, but another poor performance. Thought, as I said, Matson looked all right. Topic didn't have one of his better games. Genuinely, I think those 3 of Merdich, Darlin, and Big Vlad, if it weren't for them, the last few games could have been cricket scores. And when we're playing like that and we've not got the creative output up top to score those goals, is only going to go in one direction. I tried to play level-headed for the Coventry game, that we grinded out a point, and obviously they scored in the last couple of minutes. That was not very good football, as we all kind of admitted, but defensively we looked okay, and I was expecting kind of a statement result today. Did not go our way. It's very fair play to Wrexham. They got what they deserved today. If we would have got anything from this, I don't think personally that would have been fair on Wrexham. They deserved the win. They deserved all 3 points, and their fans deserve to go away back to Wales with all of the points, because they played us off the park and they really exploited our weaknesses. And I think the difference was that they could see Doyle was a bit on thin ice, and that potentially he could be a red card walk-in. They subbed him off at half-time. They just got rid of him, took that issue away. That's what we should have done with Cordoba. That whole first half, we were on thin ice with him there. We should have just protected him, put either Fisher left back, Stacey left back, and taken it from there. But yeah, not to go over the same point all the time, but yeah, it just really, really, really disappointing. But as always, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like. I can't imagine many Norwich fans will. But yeah, if you kind of want more vlogs, want more Norwich City content, subscribe as well, and comment down below your thoughts on the game. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.